Where do you find good information about the core stuff of Christianity? What do we mean? How do we know? And what difference does it make? As a Baptist minister, I've summarised it onto just one page for you. In this series, I'll walk it through so that you can make a well-informed decision about life's core stuff. Welcome again to the One Pager. Let's look again at the blue ring about the creator of this beautiful world. Besides science, which we looked at already, how else do we know that there's a creator? This time from reason, religion, experience and history. I know that's a lot. Well, these almost summarise our most profound ways of knowing reality. We'll get to a relationship later. But first, from reason. In 2017, I read a newspaper article by Greg Sheridan with the headline, "Idea of God is perfectly logical." He wrote, "To have a rounded sense of the idea of God, it's necessary to use all the human faculties, reason, spirit, conscience, to name a few. Nonetheless, you can get to a knowledge of God through reason alone." And then he listed some of the ways that philosophers have used reason to conclude that there's a God. 1, it simply makes sense to most people. Even if we leave God out of education, people still make sense of it. 2, faith is not an unreasonable opposite to reason, but it's a logical outcome of reason. 3, Thomas Aquinas argued 5 logical ways to God through reason, such as that motion must have come from an unmoved mover, and cause and effect must have started off with an uncaused cause. 4, as hunger points to the real need of food, so spiritual hunger must point to the real need of something spiritual. And 5, all lines of truth should cumulatively confirm each other. And they do. So concluding there's a God actually makes more sense of everything else. What about religions? It's a little known fact that all religions have a very similar beginning story of a creator and then a breakdown in the relationship between that creator and us humans. From that point forward, the religions diverge into 3 general categories: monotheism, polytheism, and atheism or monism, the idea that everything is one. But before that divergence, all religions agree there was a creator. That brings us to experiences. Religions largely come from the need to interpret the spiritual experiences that people have had throughout history down to the present day. Such experiences are more widespread than we're led to believe. In fact, even in Western cultures, which are the least likely to report spiritual experiences, 80% of people report having had some kind of experience that makes them think the spiritual or other dimensional is real. Now, such experiences can happen in groups, but more commonly they are likely to happen away from the crowd. For example, in nature, or through prayerful or wise individuals, or in reflective moments, a spiritual presence, and miracles of various kinds. And a creator makes sense in view of such common spiritual experiences. No doubt God has been at work in all of our lives in ways that we simply fail to recognize. So it helps us to pray, to listen, to tune in to God's presence and action. And this kind of attention also makes us more able to see God in the blessings of just normal life, and even in hardships. And we can start to see God's likeness in other people as well, and in the cultural stories that we tell each other that reflect the super story of good, evil, salvation, and hope. And of course, the Bible is full of these kinds of spiritual experiences. And this brings us to history. In this series, the sessions on the Bible will establish that these ancient historical records of spiritual experiences are as reliable as any ancient records that we have. And histories since then have continued to record spiritual experiences to the present day. So what do we do with these histories? We just can't dismiss them for no reason or because we don't agree with them. Otherwise, we'd have to dismiss all of our histories. So history gives us a reality check and it matches with common experiences. So here's the bottom line. When science, reason, religions, experiences and history all point in the same direction, well, that's quite the reality check, confirming that in the beginning the Creator created. Next time, we'll quickly look at the white space, that creation was good, and check what difference does it make to know that a Creator created us. Join me then on the one pager, where reality checking life's core stuff makes sense.